At the American Red Cross, we think about the community in terms of 5 key groups of constituents: clients, partners, workers, both volunteers and employees, donors, and the general public. Our ability to satisfy our constituents is the ultimate determinant of our success. It's a balancing act because each constituent group has its own expectations. Our clients, those people who we serve, before, during, and after disaster, need quick and efficient service for all their immediate emergency needs. Our clients reflect the infinite diversity of our nation.
And it's really important for us to learn more and more about the community and the partnerships and things that are out there so that we can become better informed, of the things that are out there for them. I mean, one of the things we're doing is we're not always necessarily providing direct services, but we're often providing information about where they can go to learn more about something that's a need or a concern of theirs.
Red Cross works with partners in the community to provide relief. Our partnerships are a critical part of any successful disaster response.
One of the things I enjoy about our relationship with the American Red Cross is I think in America, it's absolutely one of the best models of a strategic alliance. In other words, 2 organizations that aren't exactly alike. They come out of different roots, different backgrounds, but they do have a common purpose, and that's to help people in a time of need. And so we've come together and said, we may not be exactly alike, but we're enough alike that we need to work together.
In terms of perception, that's been a plus for the Red Cross and for the NAACP. Real work getting done, transforming lives, helping people, that has been a part of what we've done. And so it's been a win-win for NAACP and for Red Cross.
The most effective partnerships are made long before the disaster strikes, so that methods of working together are in place ahead of time.
Where there is little or no communication before a disaster, there's likely to be little or no communication during a disaster.
An example of an effective pre-established partnership is the one between the American Red Cross and the American Translators Association to meet a community's non-English speaking communications needs when disaster strikes.
The Red Cross partnership with the American Translators Association provides the Red Cross with access to professional interpreters and translators so that it will have trained interpreters ready to deploy at a moment's notice.
Thus far, over 100 ATA members have been certified to serve as Red Cross volunteers. So that provides us a database of volunteers to go to should we need their services.
Our volunteers, who make up 96% of our workers, reflect the diversity of our community. They expect a meaningful work experience that enables them to use their individual skills, abilities, and experiences to help others.
There were large sheltering operations during a hurricane a few years ago, and I had about 100 or 200 volunteers ready to face a Category 5 hurricane. And while everyone in the county was thinking of evacuating, these volunteers were there to be able to shelter. So that call, you saw it as a community, you saw how people really united and decided to be one Red Cross, and that was a beautiful thing to see.
The American public has placed their trust in us for over a century. They expect us to alleviate the suffering of those affected by a disaster and start them on the road to recovery.
This is by far the largest mobilization ever in Red Cross history. It's going to be the longest mobilization in history. Red Cross will not close a shelter until the last person in that shelter has a safe place to return to.
Our donors want to help those affected by the disaster through their contributions to the Red Cross. They trust the Red Cross to be good stewards of their generosity.
We had so many supplies being donated that we weren't prepared for that big of a push from the community to give. Clothing, toiletries, blankets, toys, games, everything for the children you could think of.
As a coordinator of volunteer resources, my commitment first is to the volunteers. if I do my job correctly and I place them correctly, then they can serve the clients and serve the partners. And if that all works, then of course the public and the donors are happy.
Meeting the expectations of these constituents is challenging, but is inherent in the mission of our organization.